The problems that I encountered in my journey in learning English, and probably many people when they're learning English or maybe in even other languages, is that I was trying hard, really hard to be perfect whenever I'm speaking in the language that I'm trying to speak in, and in this case, English. I was really trying to be perfect. I was trying to mimic the accent that the native speakers got, which is a good thing. It's actually is a good thing. But you know what? Sometimes you just need to let go. Sometimes you just need to speak. Sometimes you just need to put out what is in your heart, what is inside of your head. And sometimes putting out those things means putting out your thought and putting out your mistakes. But the thing is this, even in your native language, we're not speaking correctly either. Even in our native language, we're not speaking that perfect either. For example, whenever I was doing this, whenever I was trying to speak in English, I was always trying to pronounce the word correctly. Every single time I was always trying to pronounce it as correctly as possible. For example, the words what, I was always trying to make the shape perfect. What. Or for example, when you're trying to say come here in English, if you're trying to be perfect and you're trying to sound like a native, then, and in this context, if you're trying to speak in front of public audience, then yes, try to speak perfectly. For example, saying come here. But when you're speaking in front of your friends, or when you're speaking just with someone, one-on-one, speak with someone one-on-one, then that's probably not really useful. Why? Because people are fast. Whenever you're speaking in your native language, people are lazy and they speak really fast. They cut short each sentences and that's it. So I think and I believe that one of the proof that you're already progressing in your language journey is that you're already trying, unconsciously you're already trying to cut short many of the sentences that you're saying. But it still sounds great, and it still sounds great, and people can still learn something from the way you speak, learn the information that you're trying to convey. So, for example, people in England would say come here when they say come here. Come here for a sec. They'll speak really fast. They'll cut some part of the sentences, and that's it. And that's how we do it too in our native language. Even I do that in Bahasa Indonesia, and I believe other people in other countries are doing this as well, because we're just too lazy to speak the whole sentence correctly. We just want to be fast. So another example is in England, people wouldn't say you shouldn't have done that, but they would say you should have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. Does that make sense to you? You shouldn't have done that. That makes sense to me because I'm already doing it. But to other people who are still learning English for the first time, it doesn't make sense. But here's the thing. It's normal to cut short your sentences because it's making you faster when you're speaking, and it's making you look more like a native with doing that because you're more comfortable in the language. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. Come here. You should probably do this like this, or should probably do it like that. So it doesn't mean that you should be lazy in speaking out your thoughts. You should be lazy in opening your mouth. No, it doesn't mean like that. It just means that when you're unconsciously cutting short some of your sentences, that's fine. Because you know what? Even in our native language, we're doing that. So cut short those sentences. As long as it's understandable, as long as it's audible, as long as people can still hear you clearly, and that's fine. So that's all from me. Peace out.